how to find the modular inverse of a number. Okay, so let us define first the modular inverse. For any integer a, so for any integer a such that GCD of a and p is equal to 1, there exists another integer b such that ab is congruent to 1 modulo p. The integer b is called the multiplicative inverse of a, which is denoted as b is equal to a to the negative 1. So the symbol for inverse is a to the negative 1. Okay, so I have here 4 examples. So first example, find the inverse of 5 modulo 7. So using the definition, the inverse of 5 modulo 7 is we just find a number that when multiplied to 5 modulo 7, the answer must be 1. So we have AB congruent to 1 modulo P. Okay? So let's solve this. Solve this. Find the inverse of 5 modulo 7. So to get the inverse of 5, so let's say we have, let the number that when multiplied to 5, let that variable be x. So therefore, we have 5x congruent to 1 modulo 7. Okay? So the x here is the inverse of 5 modulo 7. Okay, so we have discussed this before in my previous video, how to find the value of x. So we can replace 1 by adding or subtracting multiple of 7. And then we need to find a number here that is divisible by 5. Okay, so let's add multiples of 7 to 1. So we have 1 plus 7, we have 8 plus 7 is 15. Okay, 15 is divisible by 5. So we replace 1 by 15. So therefore, we have 5x is congruent to 15 modulo 7. Now, we can divide by 5. So divide both by 5. So cancel this. Therefore, x is congruent to 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. So we have 3 modulo 7. So therefore, the inverse of 5 modulo 7 is 3. Okay, so let's verify if we multiply 5 to 3. So 5 times 3, that is equal to 15. And 15 modulo 7 is equal to 1 modulo 7. Since 15 minus multiple of 7 is 14, 15 minus 14 is equal to 1. Therefore, the inverse of 5 modulo 7 is 3, and also the inverse of 3 modulo 7 is 5. So they are the inverse of each other. So in symbol, 5 to the negative 1 modulo 7 is equal to 3. And then the inverse of 3, so we have inverse of 3 modulo 7 is equal to 5. Okay, so that is how to find the inverse of 5 modulo 7. So we just use the solution of linear congruence. Okay, so let's try number 2. We have find the inverse of 3 modulo 8. Okay, so find the inverse of 3 modulo 8. So find the inverse of that. So we just need to find a number that when multiplied by 3 modulo 8, the answer is 1. So we have 3x congruent to 1 modulo 8. Next, replace 8 by a number that is divisible by 3 by adding or subtracting 8. So we have 1 plus 8, that is 9. Okay, so 9 is already divisible by 3. So we replace 1 with 9. So we have 3x is congruent to 9 modulo 8, and then divide both sides by 3. Therefore, x is congruent to 9 divided by 3. We have 3 modulo 8. Therefore, the inverse of this the inverse of modulo 8 is equal to 3. Okay? So inverse of 3, modulo 8 is also 3. Okay? So another next example, number 6. So we have 6 modulo 10. Find the inverse of 6 modulo 10. Okay? 6 modulo 10, there is a condition in finding the inverse of a number. The GCF must be, the GCF of or GCD of 6 and 10 must be equal to 1. If it is not 1, then the multiplicative inverse does not exist. So the GCD of this, GCD or GCF of 6 and 10 is equal to 2. So therefore, 6 modulo 10 do not have an inverse. So to verify, we can substitute x is equal to 1 to 9. Let's see if we can get a remainder of 1. Okay? So let's just verify if it is true. So we have 6x congruent to 1 modulo 10. 1 mod 10. When x is equal to 1, so let's substitute x is equal to 1 to up to 9. So let's just verify. So when x is 1, so we have 6. 6 is congruent to 6 modulo 10. When x is 2, we have 6 times 2, that is 12. When x is 3, we have 18. X is 4, so up to 9, that is 54, no? So we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay, so let's compute the remainder when we substitute x equals 1 to 5. So 12 modulo 10, the answer is 2. So 2 modulo 10, 18, so we have 8 modulo 10. If 24, the answer is 4 modulo 10. If n is 30, so we have 0. So 0 modulo 10. And then when x is 6, so we have 36. When x is 7, so we have 42. When x is 8, so we have 48. When x is 9, we have 54. So we cannot get an answer or a remainder of 1 because these are all even numbers and our n is 10. So the remainder to this are modulo 10. So we have 6, 2, 8, and 4 since our modulus is 10. Okay? So therefore, it's verified that if the GCD of this number 6 and 10 is not equal to 1, then the inverse does not exist. Okay? So last example, so we have 7 modulo 9. So let's find the inverse of 7 modulo 9. So verify first. So GCD of 7 and 9 is equal to 1. So therefore, the inverse, modular inverse exists. Okay, so let's solve the inverse. So we have 7 times x is equal to 1 modulo 9. Then replace 1 with a number that is divisible by 7 by adding or subtracting 9. So the next number to 1 is 1 plus 9, we have 10. Plus 9, we have 19. Plus 9, we have 19 plus 9, we have 28. Okay, so let's stop this. Let's stop here. 28 is already divisible by 7. So we have 7x is congruent to 28 modulo 9. And then divide both by 7. So the value of x is equal to, x is congruent to 28 divided by 7. We have 4 modulo 9. So let's verify. So 7 times 4, that is equal to 28. Okay, 28 when divided by 9. So 28 is congruent to 1 modulo 9. Since we can subtract 27 to 28. So the answer, the remainder will be 1. So therefore, the inverse of 7 modulo 9 is equal to 4. And also the inverse of 4 modulo 9 is 7. Okay? So that's all. So see you on my next video, finding the inverse if the modulus is a bigger number, let's say 2 digits, 3 digits, and so on. So we will use another approach if the modulus is bigger number. Okay, bye-bye.